You specifically said, I'm passionate about this business because people put this ketogenic food in their body who are going through things such as chemo and cancer, and to you...
They were eating our food to stay alive.
Correct. And to you, you are most passionate about this because you created something that people put in their body that they see as a vital part of their recovery process, and that's why you were so passionate about the best ingredients for that business. And that was something you were really proud of, right?
Absolutely. Well, I started the business because my mother had Parkinson's.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, but again, so you get prosecuted, you're on bail, you've got an ankle monitor, you start this business, it takes off, becomes really successful, and then you hit another snag again with this business because of the past convictions.
Yep.
And that was what was that snag?
So the law firm Goodwin Procter, they found out about the case and they dropped me from the program. So they literally had me there, and I'm not exaggerating.
When you say program, that was like a business accelerator.
It was a business accelerator program. The woman, I remember I was in the fucking building. It's a New York Times building in New York City. I forget what floor they're on, but they have one of the floors in the New York Times building. And I'm just sitting there with two attorneys that have done multiple billion-dollar deals. The guy who got me into that program, he had his own fund at like 32 years old that he was managing something like $300 million worth of money. And I don't really give a fuck about the money, but it still was just like, fuck, dude. Like, I did this on bail. Yeah. And it was just like, this was like 10 months after I started this fucking business. And I'm sitting here in this building with these attorneys, these fucking calibers. And I was proud of myself again. Like, motherfucker, I did it. And not only was it just like, I did it, but I was like, I fucking did it. And it's related to people's health. One of the most memorable moments I had in my life was one of our customers called me up. She was crying. And I'm just like, fuck, did I get her sick? Like, cause I knew she had cancer. I knew she was going through chemo. And she had just left her oncologist, and her oncologist told her that she was in remission and she didn't have to do any more chemo. And she was fucking crying to call me up and share that fucking moment with me to let me know that, like, you know, I was a part of fucking potentially saving her fucking life.
Do you know what's so weird? When I started our CBD oil business out here, we would have people that would call up with similar stories like, I've got pain relief, I use your creams on my
it fucking feels amazing.
It does feel amazing, man. I don't think people understand how good it feels. Even if you have 100,000 customers and you just change one customer's life, it does feel good.
It does.
And what happened to that business?
So what happens in businesses like that when there's massive fucking growth is that you're either going to take the money or they're going to give the money to your competition. They're going to create their own fucking business, do something like that. So we were still doing $150,000, $180,000 a month. I had to turn myself in. I had to do 18 months in prison.
Oh, is that why you lost it? Oh, bro, I'm sorry. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to walk away from a business to go to do 18 months.
Yep. And it's crazy too, because we were doing that much. I knew our numbers inside and out. We had 1,500 unique visitors a day to the website. We were doing $2 million a year in rev, and that was with a shitty website, no subscription software. If we just would have had a better website and subscription software, our first year in business, we would have done $6 million in sales. The very next day after they stopped selling meals, once I turned myself in, our website traffic went from 1,500 unique visitors a day to 7,500. So it 5x'd. So that potentially in that second year in business would have done $30 million in revenue. So if it would have gotten a 10x fucking multiple, it means that the first legal business I started potentially would have been worth $300 million the second fucking year in.
Man, but you had to walk away from it to go to jail.
But you know what though? I wasn't ready for the success and the money at that point because I had to go through that dark night of the soul.